So, what does a diplomatic standoff in Johannesburg, a cricket final in Colombo, and the passing of a Bollywood legend all have in common? Well, they all happened in one absolutely pivotal week in November 2025. Let's connect the dots of a week that really did reshape the headlines. Our story kicks off at a pretty tense international summit where, honestly, against all odds, global leaders actually found some common ground. And from there, we witnessed a moment of just pure sporting glory, something that brought an entire nation to its feet.
And finally, it was a week of reflection as the country said a final somber goodbye to a truly beloved icon. So you've got diplomacy, sports, and culture, three very different stories all unfolding in one extraordinary week.
Okay, first up, let's talk about India's whirlwind of activity on the global stage. I mean, in the span of just a few days, the nation was juggling high-stakes diplomacy, crucial climate policy, and some brand-new technological alliances.
Let's just break this down for a second. You have the G20 summit in Johannesburg focused on global cooperation. Then there's the critical COP30 climate conference down in Brazil, and, to top it all off, the virtual launch of a new tech partnership. Three totally different arenas, with India playing a key role in each one all at the same time.
Let's start with that G20 summit on November 22nd. You know, in a climate of rising geopolitical tensions, getting a unanimous agreement was no small feat. But despite some opposition, every single member nation adopted this 39-page declaration. That's a huge win for multilateral cooperation.
The summit really delivered two major takeaways. First, that declaration reaffirmed a global commitment to peaceful dispute resolution. And second, and this is historic, the African Union was welcomed as a permanent member, finally giving the continent a powerful, unified voice at the table.
Meanwhile, at the COP30 climate talks over in Belém, Brazil, India took a really strong stance. The focus was all about climate justice and financial equality, basically arguing that the shift to a green economy has to be fair and equitable for developing nations.
And to round out the international picture, November 22nd also saw the launch of ACIT. That's the Australia-Canada-India Technology and Innovation Partnership. This is a key strategic alliance, bringing three democracies together to work on critical technologies like green hydrogen and secure supply chains, all with the goal of building a sustainable, net-zero future.
Now, while all of this was happening on the world stage, the home front was just as busy. India was experiencing its own set of defining moments in sports, economics, and law.
And what a moment this was. On November 23rd, in Colombo, the Indian team made history, winning the first ever blind women's T20 World Cup. They grabbed a decisive victory against Nepal in the final, a landmark achievement for Indian sports and just a powerful testament to their incredible skill. Then, on the economic front, Jammu and Kashmir opened a whole new chapter. On November 24th, the region held its first ever auction of limestone blocks. This is a pretty significant move, designed to bring transparency and private investment into the mining sector to really boost local development.
Next, a potentially major administrative shift. The government proposed a bill to change how the Union Territory of Chandigarh is governed. And here's the crucial point. Administrative control would move away from the governor of Punjab and shift directly to the President of India.
So why is this happening? Well, it's all about Article 240 of the Constitution. This article allows the president to make regulations for union territories that don't have their own legislature. This amendment would put Chandigarh in that category, right alongside places like the Andaman and Nicobar Islands.
You know, amidst all this change and achievement, the week was also a time for reflection, as the nation honored two figures whose legacies have left a truly indelible mark.
The film world mourned the loss of a true giant, Dharmendra Dale, who everyone affectionately knew as the He-Man of Bollywood, passed away at the age of 89. He wasn't just an actor, he was a symbol of strength and charisma from the golden era of Indian cinema.
His incredible journey spanned more than 6 decades. He just burst onto the scene back in 1960 and went on to become a cultural icon, eventually receiving one of India's highest civilian honors, the Padma Bhushan, in 2012. His impact was simply immense.
And as the week drew to a close, India celebrated another legacy, that of Dr. Verghese Kurian. See, November 26th is National Milk Day, and it marks the birthday of the man known as the father of the White Revolution. Dr. Kurian was the architect of Operation Flood, a groundbreaking program launched way back in 1970. This wasn't just some policy, it was a movement that completely revolutionized the dairy industry, empowering millions and millions of farmers.
And the result of his vision? It was transformative. He took a milk-deficient nation and, through the power of cooperatives, turned it into the world's #1 milk producer. That is a legacy that continues to fuel the nation's economy and nutrition to this day.
So, after a week that was packed with diplomacy, victory, policy shifts, and remembrance, what is the bigger picture? Let's connect these seemingly separate threads.
What we really see is a nation actively shaping its role in the world, right, through diplomacy and new alliances. At the same time, it's celebrating these historic domestic achievements and making key policy changes. And then, woven through it all, is this deep respect for the cultural and economic pioneers who really laid the groundwork for today.
It was a week of breakthroughs and goodbyes, of new partnerships and legacies that endure. It really leaves us with a question. From a G20 declaration to a World Cup victory, which of these turning points will we still be talking about years from now?